It's good to see you again here at Cruise1st TV, and I hope you're having a great day. It's Polly and it's Derek, back with you again, and this time we're serving up some small, incredible, small ship, more included luxury trips for next year with Azamara Cruises. It's time to throw away convention, travel with fewer people, stay longer in beautiful places, and enjoy the very finest of everything on board.
Which is what we deserve, Polly, isn't it? Yes,
we do.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we are doing. And of course, Cruise1st are adding an extra twist to each one of these trips by adding some onboard spend to every offer we have in the show. We're heading to the Caribbean in luxury in Miami. Oh, that sounds all right, doesn't it? Sounds lovely. A break in Miami and the Caribbean. Ah. Yes, please. And we're also on a Wonderland trip to the Maldives, Mauritius, Malaysia, incredible India and Sri Lanka next November. I can't cope. It's amazing.
Though, we've got a trip back in time to ancient Egypt and the Greek Isles for a 13-night luxury getaway for the 12th of September. We fly from the UK over to Athens to marvel at the historic sites as we stay here for 2 nights in a hotel first. Oh, I went to Athens once. It's on a school trip, which
Did you?
Sounds insane. It makes me feel like I was at the most fanciest school in the world.
She lived up the posh end.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't. Fantastic. And seeing the Acropolis, I mean, even at a young age, I was absolutely astounded at its beauty and seeing all these beautiful things.
Did you draw it?
Yeah, probably.
I want to see the drawing. Anyway, 2 nights in a hotel in Athens.
Fantastic.
We've lost over there.
I know, but we know there's wonderful things to do before joining Azamara Pursuit. Look at this. This is luxury.
Now we've arrived.
This is the way to cruise. This is a bit of Polly, isn't it? Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, completely. And I tell you what, and you know, we've all experienced the same thing. When you step into this more inclusive, smaller ship, less passengers, more on the menu, so to speak, offering, oh my word, it is intoxicating without needing a gin and tonic, let me tell you.
You can fit right in.
Yes.
You don't feel like, oh, this is too nice for me. You're
No,
like, yes,
it's wonderful.
I deserve this. And you really do. This is special. This is a really special cruise line. It is about like a real treat, and people who either do want to treat and want to celebrate something special or just really appreciate the finer things in life, and you know, that's what it is all about.
And also, I think maybe there's a point in everyone's, I say cruising career, and I use that loosely, but I think, you know, if you've cruised a lot with family and friends and whatever, there does come a time where you say, actually, I've done the big ship, I've done the cruising with many people kind of thing, we've done cycles of that, and now it's time to have something that is a little bit more select, that's a little bit more low-key, that's a little bit, you know, a little bit more, yes, sophisticated, but more of the ship, less people, more space, more being treated, you know, more like you feel like the attention is on you. You know, it feels like much more personal service. You kind of think, yes, I'm paying more, but actually I'm getting so much more for that.
Exactly, and then that's where you get value. We were just having a look then, I don't know if you're watching the footage, and you can see everyone was in white. They have a white party at least once per cruise. You need to
Gotta be done.
that. Your white linen trousers, Derek. Do you own a pair?
No, not yet, but I suppose I'm going to have to invest. And of course you can, on your white night, you can show off your lovely deep blue tanzanite that we just saw in the shopping boutique there, which would be rather nice. Anyway, let's do some luxury cruising out of the port for Athens.
Calling into the port for Cairo. Wow. Now there's a great excursion here offered by Azamara. It's called Pyramids Egyptian Archaeological Museum, and it takes you to Africa's largest city. Wow. I mean, it is just a very busy, bustling place, and how great to do it on one of the excursions offered by Azamara. Next, we're going to Rhodes, where you've got an overnight on board in port. Now the Valley of the Butterflies here looks beautiful. It's a lush green valley home to thousands of butterflies, mainly during the summer months, so you'll just catch it really. And you've got lovely cool shaded paths. You can enjoy the peaceful surroundings of the valley, but you could just see the most amazing colourful butterflies everywhere. Next, we're going to Marmaris in Turkey. Now the Marmaris Grand Bazaar is a bustling market, and it's perfect for shopping, and also at the same time you're going to take in all the local culture as well. You could buy things like jewellery, textiles, spices, souvenirs, clothing as well. It's Kos next. Beautiful beaches here, but you can also explore the ruins of the ancient marketplace, including the Temple of Hercules, the gymnasium and the Roman baths. I mean, it really gives you an insight into the daily life of ancient Kos, a great place to learn about the island's history. Oraculin on Crete next. Now, the archaeological museum here as well is really, really significant. It's got a vast collection of artefacts from the Minoan period. You've got pottery, frescoes, sculptures, jewellery as well, and the famous frescoes of the dolphins exhibits. It's Paros next, which is home to a stunning Byzantine church, one of the oldest and one of the most important in Greece. It's known as the Church of 100 Doors. It dates back to the 4th century AD. Wow, that's pretty old, isn't it? Syros is next. Now, after all that history, you might fancy at this last port of call spending a day relaxing at Galissas Beach. It's one of Syros' most popular beaches. It's known for its beautiful clear waters and gentle waves. Sounds like a nice way to end things. Cruising next to the port for Athens, where you'll come off the cruise ship and you'll fly home.
Fair few new ports that I haven't seen on itineraries there, which is again testament to what Azamara do, of course, because they are a smaller cruise line. So the ships are smaller, they can get into more boutique destinations, and they can port right in the heart of the place that they're going to as well. So there's no kind of waiting around. And if you need a shuttle to get into the centre, it's there for you as well with Azamara, and that's all part of the service. There are so many inclusions when you cruise with Azamara. So this is very much a luxury, more inclusive getaway for mid-September. My word, that's not going to be that far away if you think about it. We fly you off to Athens for a 2-night hotel stay there, and then you join Azamara Pursuit for 11 nights of pure paradise journey, including select drinks, gratuities, and $400 of onboard spend if you book this now with us here at Cruise1st. Amazing. You cruise a fascinating array of the Greek islands, and of course you have Cairo there as well, with an overnight in the port for Cairo and in Rhodes too. So you are staying longer in those ports and enjoying more, including the as amazing events that they do, and we'll talk more about those in a wee while. You end the cruise back in Piraeus, the port for Athens. We'll fly you back from there. And where normally you think, okay, this is luxury, this is more included, so, you know, it's more price tag. Actually, if you were thinking about it, if it was a similar kind of itinerary on any of the larger cruise lines and you were going for, you know, an all-included, you know, offer there, it wouldn't be far off the price tag that we have here. And here you have a smaller number of passengers, more inclusions on the menu, and longer stays in the port and more boutique ports as well that other cruise ships can't even get into, to be honest with you, some of the larger, more commercial cruise ships. Here are the upgrades as well. So this is based on interior. You do have a balcony upgrade available for you as well. And Azamara, I mean, they are amazing. As we said before, they do stay longer in port. Your dining, pretty much all of the dining is included while you're on board. They do night tours as well, more overnight stays, as this itinerary tells us only too well. You're looking at between 700 and 800 passengers on board Azamara Pursuit as well, which is a far cry, you know, from 5,000 or 6,000 passengers. And so to have more of those inclusions is just superb, and this is the way that we should all be travelling. And it's very, as like I said before, it's very intoxicating. It's one of those things that once you slip into the experience, you're kind of like, okay, I'm here now, that's it. There's no turning back after this. And we can still do it at a price tag, because there's a big difference here between regular commercial cruise line and luxury cruise line. I mean, it is chalk and cheese. They are two drastically different things. And you'd think the price tag would be way different as well. But that's the good thing about being right where you are now with us here at Cruise1st, because we're bringing it all to meet in the middle, which is lovely.
Fantastic. Right, it's time to Dreamscape trip number 2, and we're going to some of the most stunning locations on earth in this holiday. Just wait while we read out the roll call of bucket list in one stunning getaway. So we start 21 nights of this treasured trip by flying from the UK on the 24th of November next year out to the gorgeous Mauritius. Let's stop here, relax, and take it all in on a 3-night hotel stay. This is somewhere, I feel like even if you didn't know anything about Mauritius, when you say the word, it just evokes in your mind, okay, beautiful beaches, turquoise waters, lovely mountains. Okay, so then you look it up. That is it actually what it's like. It's a really, really dreamy place indeed.
Yeah, it's funny. There's not many places where you can literally just say the name and say, actually, I don't need to know a darn thing about the place. I just know it's beautiful.
And it's great. You could just relax for a few days on the beach and be horizontal. But as you can see there is so much nature going on. You can head out into the forest. You can go hiking as well. And here you've got a UNESCO World Heritage Site at Le Mont Brabant as well. It's a stunning mountain surrounded by crystal clear water. So absolutely beautiful. 3 nights there before joining Azamara Pursuit for your 16 nights of luxury, more inclusive cruise. Look at this. This is the time to feel like a celebrity and just enjoy that lifestyle because you deserve it. You're going to have the best time ever on board. Just having a look at the footage, you can really see the level of luxury that you're going to get and enjoy while you're there. It's lovely. And I do love all this open deck space as well because you're going to want to be outside to see all these incredible views. For sure.
And actually, you know, luxury means so many different things to so many different people. I'll tell you what.
That's really true, actually.
Yeah, it is. You know, and I would say, for me, what it just means is more time to take everything in. More, nothing is too much trouble. You know, you go to a coffee bar, you have exactly the roast and the blend that you want, exactly the way you like it, first time, no problems, no grumbles, no, oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to ask. You know, you don't have to be terribly, you know, polite and awkward about it.
It's the difference between your mum and your granny. You know your mum, I'm too busy, later. You go to granny's house when you're little.
And you get everything.
Darling, of course, what would you like? Oh, no, I'll make that for you.
You're
That's
so right.
what it's like.
That's it.
Well, it might be a bit more luxurious than my granny's house anyway. She had a knitted lady on a tea roll.
Oh, they all did, didn't they?
Definitely not like that on board. It's super luxurious. And the entertainment, it is a smaller cruise ship. It does mean you can go to smaller ports and it's more intimate, but that doesn't mean that you're kind of going to get anything less in the terms of spectacular.
You just get more. You get into the ports quicker.
Yeah.
You get more boutique experiences on offer for you as well. You're not waiting around for those. You're staying there longer, so you're not clock watching the whole time. I mean, it's wonderful. Oh, we cruise out of Mauritius.
We do. It's a wonderful itinerary. Your first stop after a few days at sea is the Maldives. Mauritius, then the Maldives. I mean, beautiful. Again, the Maldives actually lots of tiny little islands all together. Great place for beaches, but if you want to do something more historical, the Grand Friday Mosque is amazing and the largest in the Maldives. Cochin in India is next. Now you've got 2 nights on board in port here, which is fantastic. There's loads of tours while you're here, including half day and full day English speaking with a driver, you know, who shows you around that Azamara can put on for you. If you want to do something with a group tour, they've got loads of choices with that as well. Colombo is your next stop in Sri Lanka. Again, we've got an overnight on board in port, which is great. You've got one of the most important Buddhist temples in Colombo, the Gangaramaya Temple. Now, it's a combination of modern architecture and traditional Sri Lankan style. It's very serene, it's very beautiful, it's well worth a visit. Hambantota is next. Here you've got the Yala National Park, renowned for its rich biodiversity. It's one of the best places to see Sri Lanka's wild animals in their natural habitat. That includes leopards, elephants, sloth bears and crocodiles. Great place for bird watching too. Sabang is next. Now it's known for its pristine beaches. Enjoy them. Crystal clear waters. That means vibrant marine life as well. It's a popular place for people really seeking natural beauty. You've got water sports, but it's a very, very lovely place for a peaceful escape. After that, cruising to Singapore, where it's time for your flight home.
Oh, it all came to an end so suddenly.
So sadly, I know. It was just so beautiful. All those incredible places over 3 weeks.
Yeah. Remember as well, you have got some days at sea, so it's a nice kind of, you know, relaxed itinerary as well. Just going from one paradise to another, to another, to another. It's just incredible. But for me, this is about, it's the combination of the destinations that all look dreamy and wonderful, but it's just how much you are going to be looked after going to these probably quite unfamiliar places. You've got amazing guest speakers on board who will talk to you about the destinations that you're going to. You'll have other guest speakers on board that will talk about their specialism, whatever that might be. And also the shore excursions, the destination experiences. Of course, you can make your own way around these places. You can have a private tour if you want to. Azamara have so many excursions that you can book up, and they all look fascinating, to be honest with you. So as Polly says, you can go with a group of you and go up a mountain or go to the main attraction, or you can literally have a car and a driver to take you on your own bespoke tour of these destinations. So again, that's just part of the overall feel and the offering from Azamara as well, that attention to detail and service for you. We haven't even touched yet on the dining and the experiences on board. We'll go into that in a bit more detail in just a moment, but you know, that's all part of the package as well. So lots of variety for this one. This is for next November. You fly to, magic word, Mauritius. I mean, that's it. Your life is complete if you've flown to Mauritius. You stay there for 3 nights in a hotel before you join Azamara Pursuit, and you are spoilt rotten with your more included luxury cruising in the Maldives, in India, in Sri Lanka and Indonesia, ending in Singapore, and then of course your flight back to the UK. So much included on your Azamara trip itself. Select drinks, gratuities, $750 of onboard spend. Thank you very much for pamper treatments and, you know, other treats. And there are a whole host of other inclusions for you as well. Low deposit today of just £299 each. And if you want to make this happen, kind of feels like you almost need to find a reason for this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels in your mind, because I know what we're like here in the UK. We're quite kind of, well, it's not my big anniversary and I haven't just retired or whatever. You have to find a reason to do something like this. How about you just want to go? How about that's enough? How about, well, we've never splurged on something like this. Do you know what I mean? We've really never gone the whole hog. We've always been careful, you know, we've always been sensible and whatever. And I'm not saying this is being silly in comparison, but I'm just saying this is like being a little bit frivolous, isn't it? I mean, we're going to Mauritius, we're going to all of these fabulous places. We're going on what feels like a luxury yacht rather than the mega ship kind of feel. This might just tick every box for you. Here's the details for upgrades, by the way. So to ocean view and to balcony. But seriously, think about it. I mean, sometimes it's funny, isn't it? I mean, different things arrive in our lives at different times in our lives. But I think sometimes, you know, something happens around you and you find yourself in a conversation with your other half or nearest and dearest and whatever. And you think, sorry, why are we sitting on this as just an idea? Why don't we just, like, what's stopping us, I guess, sometimes is the question we have to ask ourselves and say, well, actually, you know, we can wait another 20 years, but, you know, will I have both hips in working order by then? Or, you know, exactly. What would have changed by then? You know, life changes so quickly. So I just think something like this, and I'm not pushing this at you for any selfish reason. I get not a penny of commission, you know, whether you do or don't book it. But I just think for something like this, I mean, we're sitting with these luxury destinations on our screens right now, and we're thinking, okay, not yet, maybe in another 5 years, maybe in another 5 years. And then those 5 years, they clock up really quickly, don't they? You must see, your children have grown up like in a heartbeat, right?
I know, and like you say, do you wait? Do you think, no, do it now, enjoy it. Enjoy every moment, make those memories now, because it is all about memories and making the best ones and having them there. And
I think sometimes, and honestly, I will close this book in just a moment because it sounds a bit like a sermon, but you know, when it comes to holiday budgets, sometimes we have a very fixed view.
Yeah.
This is what we spend on a holiday. And I think sometimes you need to ask yourself, well, why not more? If we get more for it, if we go to more interesting places, more exotic places, then why not say, well, phooey to that budget. Let's eat into that stuff that's just sitting there in case there's a rainy day. Rains every day here, doesn't it?
It does, right,
Which
finally.
is a reason to get to the Caribbean,
Come on,
maybe.
we need to get to the Caribbean with Azamara. We're going to live the high life, of course, with over fabulous 15 nights. It starts on the 28th of November next year, and we'll fly from the UK to Miami first and have a couple of nights living it up in the city.
Fabulous.
Fabulous place
This is
to go
what we
and
need to be
visit.
doing, you see.
Going to Miami, going and sitting on South Beach, or heading over to the Everglades and take an airboat tour while
Yeah,
you're
you've
there.
done that, haven't you?
I have. See the alligators. You can even hold baby alligators as well.
Did you?
Yeah, no, but my daughter did.
Oh.
She had one on her shoulders. I know, very daring.
Very
I know too
brave.
much. I just think I don't think she was brave. I just didn't think she knew how dangerous they can be.
Oh, well, they're only the size of a toothbrush, aren't they, when they're a baby?
Absolutely
anyway,
fine.
Let's move on from Miami.
Couple of nights in Miami, you will join Azamara Onward for your 12-night luxury, more inclusive cruise. Yes, now is the time to do it. Now's the time to treat yourself to living in luxury. Have a taste of it. Enjoy it. You deserve it. This is what we work for. And this is the thing. Maybe you've worked hard all your life and now you want to enjoy it. Or maybe now you're in the throes of it and do you know what? I'm going to take some more shifts on so that I can go and have some more spectacular holidays. Either way, make it happen. It's so worth it.
That's a good point, actually. I think sometimes with some people that, you know, the harder you work, the bigger the holiday you should have, really. Bigger in terms of, you know, things being lavished upon you. It being no trouble, nothing being any trouble whatsoever, a completely hassle-free holiday where you can switch off and, yes, reap the rewards for everything you've done. Why not? I mean, I can't say that. I just sit here and talk about holidays. That's not a job, is it? But do you know what I mean? I know people who work incredibly hard. This would be just perfect for enjoying the best of the fine dining. So much dining included, all freshly prepared in the galley kitchens that you're seeing there, and beautifully displayed as well. I mean, you go and see the displays of the food that they create. It's just awesome. They also have these As Amazing evenings, by the way. So as they travel around these exotic locations, we're going around the Caribbean. It might be one of the nights they either take you to an exclusive event, which money can't buy, or they bring in some entertainment from, in this case, it could be one of the Caribbean islands, and give you one heck of a party, which you never expected to happen, and you're not paying a penny for extra, and it's just there. And that's when you're cruising with between 700 and 800 people. That's a really convivial atmosphere as well. Nobody's getting in each other's ways. Everyone's super happy. Everyone's sharing their stories of where they've been and where they're going to, and it's just lovely.
Absolutely.
So out of Miami we go.
Arriving in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now, there's a lovely Azamara excursion here called Puerto Rican Culinary Arts and History Walking Tour. Now, you discover San Juan's old town and the flavours and the history as well. You have delicacies and rum cocktails along the way, but you also see a lot of the architecture too. Next, it's St. John's in the US Virgin Islands. Now, the national park here covers more than 60% of St. John, and it's the island's main attraction. The park is known for its hiking trails, pristine beaches, and gorgeous historical ruins as well. Phillipsburg in St. Martin is next. Great Bay Beach is the main beach to visit, and it's just a short walk from the cruise terminal, which is lovely. Soft golden sands, calm turquoise waters, perfect for swimming, sunbathing, and just enjoying the Caribbean. St. John's in Antigua is next. Great excursion by Azamara here. It's called Stingray Laviscount Island. Now, you get to experience an animal lover's paradise with a trip to both Stingray City and Laviscount Island as well. Basseterre St. Kitts is next. Here, Independence Square is the historic heart of Basseterre, and it dates back to the colonial era. The circus is a roundabout in the centre, and it's modelled after London's Piccadilly Circus, which I don't think you'd expect in the Caribbean, would you?
No.
Charlestown in St. Kitts is next. Now, this is the birthplace of Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of the United States. So you can visit the museum dedicated to him and the house where he was born, all things like that. Really, really interesting. Virgin Gorda is next. Now, the Baths is one of the most famous natural attractions here in the British Virgin Islands. It's a unique geological formation, and it's got huge granite boulders scattered across a white sand beach, forming caves, grottos, and pools you can explore as well. Cruising to Miami, where the holiday, I'm afraid, means it ends. You've got to get your flight home. But wow.
It's going to be a wonderful feeling when you port into these larger ports as well, that, you know, a fair few of the cruise lines go into San Juan, Phillipsburg, Basseterre, for instance, because rather than waiting in the long lines for the coaches and whatever to go off and do their bits and pieces, you're being shuttled in small groups just straight into the heart of the place, which is quite a lovely feeling, actually. And along with the other itineraries from Azamara here, places in the Caribbean we see very, very rarely on itineraries, and a couple of new ones as well, which we hadn't necessarily seen before. And that's the great thing. You can have a little bit more imagination. So rather than going straight to the highest hotspots, you can go to these kind of secluded, natural kind of, you know, people don't go here every single day. There aren't 5,000 people. There aren't 4 ships coming in here every day. And that's lovely too, because that feels like, again, you've got the Caribbean and you've got the real vibe and you've got the real authentic experience at the same time. So this is the Caribbean Dream from Azamara for the end of next November. It's your flight from the UK out to Miami for a 2-night hotel stay there. And then you've got the sheer bliss of cruising on Azamara onward for 12 nights around the Caribbean with longer stays, shorter waits, select drinks, gratuities, fabulous dining and entertainment, cultural events, and on this offer, even in the Caribbean, some extra onboard spending money. $500 of onboard spending money for you to enjoy. Fantastic. And we haven't lumped it onto this price. We're not saying, okay, we'll give you $500 over there, but we'll put it into the price. No, we don't do that. Well, you can see we don't do that. That is under £3,000, and that is very, very, as I said, you know, it's lovely to cruise in the Caribbean, whoever you are cruising with, but if you're doing it between 700 and 800 passengers on a smaller yacht feel experience where more is included, then fantastic. And you're getting some onboard spend as well from us here at Cruise1st. Here's the upgrades to ocean view and balcony on this one for you, and it's 12 of the 15 nights you are on board. I mean, honestly, as soon as you step into your wonderful accommodation on Azamara onward, you'll be like, oh my word. That price that we paid for the whole holiday, it feels like, you know, we could have paid that per night to stay here. You know, it's amazing. Once you start totting up, and we do as Brits, I think we do tot up along the way, you know, oh, this could have cost that much, you know. This afternoon tea, that could have been 50 quid a head. And actually, you know, 5 years ago, if you'd have said 50 quid a head for afternoon tea, I would have been laughed out of the room. Today, it's very much a reality. It's like, hang on a minute. I mean, you know, you look at the prices of some very, very simple things these days, literally just popping into a coffee shop for a couple of coffees and a sandwich, and you're like, how much? And that's where this more inclusive thing really comes into its own, because there is more included for you. It is an experience, and it is one of those where you feel like, I am not dipping into my pocket every 5 minutes. I am meeting the most wonderful people. It's incredible. Listen, when it comes to your luxury cruise experience, you know, just the same as right the way across cruise, you can trust us here at Cruise1st.
With over 20 years of travel experience, when booking with Cruise1st, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. As a fully bonded member of APTA and Atoll Protected, you have the peace of mind that your booking is safe with us. We've been on your TV screens for over a decade, and we guarantee the best cruise prices. If you find one of our offers cheaper elsewhere on TV, then we'll match or beat that price. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday with many of our deals. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until your due date to pay your balance. Plus, we're one of the highest rated cruise agents on Trustpilot, with over 6,000 independent reviews, so you can be fully confident when booking your next holiday with Cruise1st.
Oh, dearie me. What a lovely show.
Yeah.
What a lovely show.
It's a hard job we have.
Oh,
Eric.
it's hard.
Sitting here,
blood, sweat, and tears.
researching lovely destinations, imagining and inspiring you to go to all these wonderful, wonderful places to take amazing trips.
Yeah, it's nice to do as well, isn't it? I mean, you know, there's all the old cliches about travel broadening the mind and whatever, but you know, it does make you feel good, doesn't it? Just to know that the next holiday's on the horizon and whatever. You've just come back from New York, so you don't have that feeling right now, do you?
I'm already planning another.
Yeah, of course you are.
And this is the place to do it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.
See you later.